Alright everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Lemax Graveyard Ghost. Let's get into it! Okay, so the Graveyard Ghost. This one is super old, but nonetheless holds that spooky town culture all over it. So just a heads up, if you haven't noticed already or you're not familiar with this piece, this one here is a little janky to say the least. A couple of little broken things, chips, things like that here and there. But overall, this thing still is very spooky and gets the job done. So just kind of keep that in mind. But come on, how are we going to not review this piece? So here we go. The Graveyard Ghost. It was released in 2002 and was retired in 2006. The SKU number off the top is 24763. Now for some dimensions. Keep in mind, I measured these myself. It was 7.75 inches high, 6 inches wide, and 4 inches in depth. Product type, table accent, and it is made of what feels to me like porcelain. That's right, those old school porcelain is what's up. Next up is the power supply. You have two options. You can use two AA batteries on the included battery pack, or listen close, you can use a small pin Lemax 3-volt power adapter. Yes, that is the old school small pin 3-volt adapters. The draw on this thing is about 100 milliamps, so there's really not much to it. It's a great addition for like an old school multi-adapter. Again, the small pin. It's only 100 milliamps, so it's a perfect choice for something like that. As for your switch, it's going to be a simple on-off switch on the battery pack itself. Now let's talk price. When it came out, it was, believe it or not, only $16.99. Today's price is $23 fully working. That's right. So this is one of those pieces that over time really didn't go up much. And it's really, for what it is, what a way to spice things up in your village for 23 bucks. So if you don't got one, definitely look into this one. All right, lastly, for the weight, it feels to me about a half a pound or so nothing crazy heavy. That about wraps up all of the facts. Now it's time we take a closer look. Okay, so starting from the top, we have the tree itself, highly detailed, okay? They really went to town on the intricate work of the branches. And the little crows on top, by the way, kind of hard to capture in the video, but they kind of top it off. They have little orange beaks, and believe it or not, they kind of stick out and bring it to life a little bit. But nonetheless, the tree itself is really good size, and it's spread out and spooky. Color scheme is great. Love the tree. All right, moving on now to the ghost. This is kind of the center of the shows, this giant little ghost here. I don't know why I called it giant and little, but anyways, it's supposed to be hands tied to both branches. As you can see on mine, that has broken off on one, but he's still hanging there being cool. It's a good size ghost, and the contrast is actually pretty dramatic, especially, he's a ghost, he's white, right? Like pure white, but at the same time, it's really the size that just makes this thing just fly right off the tree. So really cool effect there, and because of the lighting, which we'll talk about a little bit later, it's not gonna fully disappear on you or anything like that. Also, there's a couple little ghosts like Casper style, super adorable, love the little ghosts. None of these ghosts move, by the way, but if there is any kind of movement, or air flowing through, they will dangle a little bit. So you will get some movement if you have a little fan going in the room or any kind of vibration, you will get some movement out of them. But other than that, they just kind of hang there doing their thing. And the black ropes, by the way, in the right light setting, in your village will, for the most part, disappear. Which is kind of to make it look like they're just flying there, right? That's kind of the idea. So by having the black rope, you get it. So anyways, all right, moving on. Next up is the thing that probably pops the most. It's the inside of the tree. That's right, you heard me, the inside. There's this beautiful fade in, fade out, green illumination happening all up and down the tree branch. And what's kind of cool is you can really see it from any angle for the most part. Obviously in the front is the brightest, but there is a little bit in the back that kind of sticks through. So depending on your placement, you'll get a little green illumination almost everywhere. But anyways, the main view from the front is absolutely stunning. It fades in, fades out. Mine's a little janky, but it works. Anyways, continuing to work our way down now to the floor here. What a beautiful graveyard, cemetery, whatever you want to call it. wow, is it stunning. There is a lot of gravestones, all with different sayings, and they have like this, instead of like grass like they would normally use, we're almost looking at like rocks and big pebbles or stones or something like that. And for me, it's nice to see something a little bit different than what you would normally expect. I mean, we have leaves on the ground, some beautiful, beautiful groundwork. And that's what kind of brings this whole piece to life, you know? And what's cool is they're kind of at an angle too, as if as the tree is kind of growing, it's starting to push and push on these gravestones to kind of like, I don't know, misplace them a little bit because they've been there for so long. Next up is this adorable black cat, total Halloween style. Good size cat, by the way, so it's very obvious. The cat could slightly disappear at night as most of the lighting takes place behind the gravestones, which we'll talk about now. Again, keeping with the fade in and fade out, you have the tree trunk, but also the gravestones. There's a couple LEDs hidden behind them that also kind of, what would it be, like alternate when they fade in and fade out. So it creates a nice spooky effect, but again, you could lose a little bit around the front as all the lights are hidden behind the gravestones, right? And inside the tree trunk. But nonetheless, at night, $23 deep. I mean, this is a really, really killer piece for what it is. And come on, you know I'm a huge fan of old school classic Spooky Town. So that's what you get here, guys. That is it. I could ramble all day. I'm going to go ahead and hit the light so you can see it in all of its glory. Please keep in mind that this piece has no soundtrack at all, so I will be overlaying some mood music in the background. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.